Hey, good afternoon, everyone. We are just going to kind of step through things here and take a peek at things. No warnings are active right now, but things are just about to get rolling, it looks like, here across the area. So looking at radar right now, I have the Shreveport radar turned on for a reason. Storms are firing very quickly around center Texas up through Mansfield, northwestern Sabine Parish. You're seeing this as well. Here's why I wanted to use the Shreveport radar. I'm going to take the sensitivity up on this, and what we can do is very clearly see the cold front. So here's the good news. It's not into our area yet, but that front right there, that behind that front is where we're going to see the severe threat go away. So once this clears your area, dew points drop off, it dries out. There may be some more rainfall. Dew points are going to drop. There's still moisture aloft, so that's going to ride up over top of the front. But once that clears your area, the severe threat pretty much goes away. And that means Shreveport, you're pretty well in the clear now. Anywhere northwest of that line from about Arcadia to Ringgold down to Mansfield, then you see just along and just out ahead of it. Now, if we see these storms further ahead of the front get going and they stay isolated, that's when the severe threat pops up a little bit. But for right now in our area, let me go back to the Fort Johnson radar. Okay, what we can see here is those storms that are firing up along the front. Off to the east, some pretty robust storms as well. In fact, we had one move over Simsport. I wouldn't be surprised. Tom was actually, he sent me a message, said I wouldn't be surprised to see hail out of that one. So it's possible there was some small hail with that storm as it moved through Simsport. That has since weakened and moved on to the east. But what we can really see, and we might be able to see better in the velocity mode. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty evident in everything here. The winds are coming in from the southwest. I had talked about this this morning. So what happens here is we have winds coming like this from the southwest or west-southwest. And then aloft, those winds are going to come in like this. So there is a little bit of directional shear, but I'll clear it out so it doesn't get too crazy. A lot of times when we see a severe event, those winds are at the surface. Those are going to be coming in from the south or southeast like this. Then you have those westerlies and southwesterlies aloft. So you get a much bigger crossover, much bigger directional shear there, and we're not seeing that today. So good news for us. Bad news to the northeast, though. They have overachieved on instability. And let me just take just a quick peek up here. It's been nasty going up through Kentucky and Tennessee. Pull up the national radar and look up that way. But there are several tornado warnings up to our northeast right now. And this storm, thankfully, looks like it's weakening. This one had a confirmed tornado for a long time. And a couple of these, I don't have warnings popped on right now. But there are tornado warnings with some of these storms. So things really rocking and rolling through Tennessee, Kentucky, down into northern Mississippi, down our way. Again, we have less wind shear, so it's probably going to be a much less intense kind of severe weather day. Now, we are seeing some decent storms forming to our northwest, like I said, and this is really the beginning of things right here. I'll stop the motion on this. But again, right along that front, this area here, this is where we could start to see some of these storms fire up, perhaps produce a little hail and gusty winds. That's going to be our main threat with that very straight line shear that we're seeing. It's pretty much parallel to the front, so that means we're going to quickly see this turn into a line of thunderstorms. Now, I did just see something pop over about 15 minutes ago, and I'll get you some details on this. The Storm Prediction Center, actually, they issued a mesoscale discussion, and I'm just going to bring this over so I'm not all wonky like that. And I'll read some of the excerpts from this. Basically, the highlight of this is there's an 80% chance that a tornado watch will be issued. This is mainly going to be from, and they issue these outlook areas, and we can't strictly follow them, but this would be over a large chunk of Mississippi and pretty much the northeastern corner of, or the northeastern quarter of Louisiana. So that could include Alexandria if they do decide to issue this. Visible satellite imagery shows continued heating and destabilization. We know that's happening. And then they're talking about some other details and everything. But the main thing here is there could be some tornado threat, especially further to the northeast. I think it stays fairly low across our area. But if we are looking for the potential of something, that could overachieve, could cause problems, we're going to be looking more up to those northeastern parishes, LaSalle, Catahoula, Concordia, as this moves through. Now, the good news is this front, when it clears, if you missed the beginning, and I'll show you this again because it's really easy to pick out, once this front clears, there could be more rainfall, but there's not going to be a severe threat because right now, dew points in Shreveport are down to like 55, so there could be rain, but there won't be the severe threat. And that front is right here. I'll put it in motion so you can see things moving. There you go. There's your little line right there that is moving to the southeast, and we see these thunderstorms go from nothing to thunderstorms in the span of about 15 minutes. So it's going to be very rapid development when this happens, and we could see these little elements out here ahead of the front. We could see some of these start to develop. If we see that, that's when we would have a little bit higher severe threat, though I still don't think it's a very high-end severe threat. Lots of instability in place, not a lot of directional wind shear. The good news is we get a little rainfall. The bad news is that means we do have some sort of severe threat in the area. I just wanted to hop on and talk about it for a little bit. I'll go ahead and post a text update. I know video's not for everyone, and maybe you're in a place where you just want to read a quick thing and you don't want to watch a long video. Trust me, I do understand that. Tom's going to be on sometime, I think, around 5 o'clock. He's going to have an updated 7-day forecast and take a peek at things, unless we're into severe weather mode, if we have a lot of warnings and stuff going by then. And at that point, we will figure things out, and we will update you on the latest as things develop across the area, which it's starting right now. So if you haven't seen rain yet, remember I said around 3 o'clock, that's the time when you're going to go, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And then boom, thunderstorms start to fire up. So you're about to be cleared out behind this frontal boundary. This clears the area by about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, maybe in the southeastern parishes. And then we get to just a general rain threat and not a chance for severe weather. All right, I'm going to get out of here for now. I will be back, or Tom, one of us, you'll see one of our friendly faces popping up here later on. Thank you for tuning in. See you back here in a bit.